went to London with the entire family over spring break, and I just can't believe it. I did not grow up where you traveled overseas, let alone on an airplane, and for heaven's sakes, we never got to go anywhere during spring break because everything's more expensive. So I just can't believe I live a life where we're traveling on a plane across the pond for spring break. And it's all because of this business. It's all because almost 6 years ago, I started an accounting agency. But this video is not about me. It's not about my trip to England. It's how can you make your agency profitable? So often agencies, yes, Pierre, agencies have a real hard time being profitable for the owner. So they open, they get a ton of clients, and then they're almost immediately shut down because it's not profitable for the owner. This is if you have a VA agency, sales agency, accounting agencies. So often people are having a hard time turning the agency model into a profitable business. So in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 tips on what has worked for us to have a 5 going on 6 year long business that is profitable for us, the owners. And it doesn't matter if you have an accounting agency, a VA agency, whatever type of agency you want to have, that doesn't matter. It's the exact same themes that we see over and over again. But first, if you're new here, my name is Cheryl. My business partner Katrina and I own Empowered to Profit, where we help small business owners just like you put more of your revenue into your pocket so this business actually matters. So you can book your trip to wherever you want to go. So the first tip is you have to be expense cautious. While in a product-based business, it's oftentimes where their COGS, their cost to produce that product or service, is too high. In an agency model, typically the cost that is too high is going to be your employee, or it's going to be all the extra that you think you need to run your agency, whether that's business coaching, fancy software. You have to be so expense cautious to make an agency work for you. And if you want to just run your agency being ignorant to the numbers, you're more likely to shut down, not get paid, and have all the effort you are putting into it, honestly, not pan out. And I don't want that for you. Be expense cautious. You need to know your margins. What percentage of your revenue is going out for expenses? And break it down even further, especially if you have an agency. What percentage of your revenue goes to employees? So often we hear all about this passive model, this theory of you don't have to work in your business and you can make all this money. It's just not reality. So what can you do is you have to be so crystal clear on what part of your revenue is going out the door for what expenses. Here's the thing, we talk all about the profit first strategy here. I absolutely love it. But what people are forgetting is that profit first strategy, especially when you're working on your first $250,000 in revenue, it assumes that you are working in your business. So if you think you can start an agency and just be the owner, it's not likely in the beginning. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's certainly not likely. The next biggest thing I learned is you can never stop marketing. We are obsessed with putting our clients first, even before our own marketing efforts, which has bit us in the tush. Because what you do today, you're going to see the results of in 3 to 6 months. So if you stop marketing now, you're not going to have results in 3 to 6 months. And I can account for that. We've experienced it, we've gone through it, we've learned our lesson. And while we have an agency where client work always comes first, we have to ensure that we have the plans in place to market. So even when we're bogged down in tax season, like we currently are right now, we're not going to stop marketing, even if we have to hire someone to help us and to regurgitate the message. Because the minute you stop marketing, you're going to slow up your clients, your future clients. I'll be real with you, this business is hard. Owning an agency is not easy. You are answering to what feels like hundreds of people all the time. They want something and they want it now, and you have to go in and look and yada yada, do all the things that they're paying you to do. It's not easy. And I promise you, you are not going to stick with it if you're not getting a consistent and predictable paycheck. And if you want to take whatever your version of trip is, whatever your pinch me moment is, Like last year, Katrina went to freaking Thailand. I'm going to England. Whatever that is for you, if you want to have that, you have to get paid. And it has to be consistent and predictable, because it is so much harder to show up if you're not seeing a reward. And if I can go on a bit of a tangent here, if you want your spouse, your husband, your wife, whomever to buy into this business, you have to see the rewards from it. And how do you see the rewards from a business? The majority of them come in monetary ways. And it's not selfish to say that this business is here to pay you and to fund your life, and you're not here to fund your business. If you want to keep your employees on payroll, if you want to be a support to your community, if you want to be able to stand up for your clients and continue to offer the service, it will not continue to happen if you don't get paid. And quite frankly, it makes those hard weeks, those rough days, a hell of a lot easier when you can go out and buy what you want to buy or do what you want to do with your money, because your business is funding your life. You are not here to fund your business. And that's the biggest mistake people are making, is they think that if I just keep pouring back into my business, all of a sudden I'm going to have a multi-million-dollar business. It doesn't work that way. One of the reasons why we were able to grow to a multi-six-figure business where we take home over 65% of our revenue as owners pay, and we pay our employees above the industry standard, how all that could happen is we set ourselves apart from the industry. We know who is for us and who is not, and that's okay, and we don't fight against it. In the beginning, we could take clients for $200 a month. Now, that does not pay the bills, and it doesn't make sense for our team to invest time in those type of clients where that's their investment. No discount, it doesn't work for us, and we're unapologetic about it. But likewise, we have a service that people are willing to pay more for. And it's because we set ourselves apart from the other bookkeeping and accounting firms. One, we don't look like your stereotypical accountants. We are approachable. We are a female-run business, and I'm so dang proud of that. We answer the phone, we return messages, and we talk in common terms. We're not using our accounting jargon. Of course we could. For heaven's sakes, I went to school, I have a master's degree. I did this for over 10 years in government, running agencies. For sure, I could come out and talk in all this fancy lingo, but that's not gonna help our clients. So that's one way we set ourselves apart. But the other way we set ourselves apart is we offer something that most don't. And that's profit strategy. How do we get you from where you are today to where you want to be? That is known as profit strategy. We invest our time, our expertise into solving for that. Because we offer that, because our clients we literally just did an analysis yesterday. We had a client who had increased her take-home pay by 151% without increasing the number of days she worked in her business. We can do all that and offer that because we have a unique service, profit strategy. We're not just sending you a report and telling you to figure it out. And no discount, that's what the majority of bookkeeping firms do, because that's their level of expertise. They know QuickBooks. They don't know how to take that data and make a forward-facing strategy, or that's not where they invest their time. So how this comes to play in your agency is have a service that sets you apart. Do something that's different than the competition. Be known for something. We have been talking about you taking a paycheck forever. We talk about it every single day, unapologetically, that an owner should get paid, and paid something worth talking about. So take your service, and what is your message that's different than the competition? What sets you apart? Is it how you show up? You see, like, we're never on here in a business suit. We are not sitting behind this desk using lingo you don't know. That sets us apart than the competition. I'll be honest, I've had multiple clients who say, we hired you because you're not an old white man. Quite frankly, my husband's an old white man, but they didn't hire him, they hired me. That's what they wanted. And truthfully, we've had people who haven't hired us because we're not old white men. It is what it is. But have something that sets you apart than the competition and hone in on it. And if I could add one more thing to this, stop ping-ponging. Stop trying to do everything and be so dang good at your expertise, at what sets you apart, that that's what people talk about. If you log into a Facebook group, we are referred all the time because this is what we talk about, how to get owners paid. What is that in your agency? What is setting you apart? What conversations are you having that are different, more in depth than the competition? And the last reason I credit to our agency working, to us not being another awful business statistic of shutting down, of us beating the odds and making multiple six figures, being able to hire, getting paid a paycheck that's worth talking about, the reason is we don't give up. We have not given up, even when things are hard, even when things are rough, even when you get a call that you just don't want to deal with, because quite frankly, they come in all the time. But because we're not willing to give up, because we are determined and we have a goal in mind, because that goal keeps moving further and further, there was a real long time where my goal was just to hit six figures. Guess what? It's a heck of a lot bigger now. We don't stop there. But if I was ping-ponging my services, if we weren't experts in what we did, if we never became known for something, we wouldn't have achieved those goals. So don't give up. Quick recap. Here are the 5 items that I credit for us having a extremely successful agency that's going into year 6. We are extremely expense cautious. It doesn't mean we don't try and throw money at things, but we know what expenses are moving the needle forward, and if they're not, we don't let it just bleed. We're extremely expense cautious, and you should be. We never stop marketing. We are unapologetic about what we do and how we can help people, whether that's through free content. So if you're watching this, could you hit that subscribe button, whatever I'm supposed to say here, do that for us. We are always sharing ways that we can help support you on your business adventure. And even when we are busy and bogged down and life is hard, we still talk about what we do, because your marketing today is what's going to help you in 3 to 6 months. 3, we get paid. We get paid consistently and predictably, and it's something worth talking about, enough to send my entire family to London for spring break. We offer something unique. I want you to do the same. What is your unique offering in your expertise? And don't be a generalist. And then lastly, we don't give up. We don't give up. We're not ping-ponging and trying 5,000 million different things. We hone in on what we're good at and what works and what the data shows, and we just keep doing the dang thing, even when it's hard. So if you are growing an agency or you are interested in the agency model and you have any questions, comment them down below. I would love to have this conversation with you. Regardless if it's an accounting agency, a VA agency, whatever you want to do. Let's talk about it. And in the meantime, cheers to profit.